Okay, so on this question, we are looking at what it says here is a linear relation is modeled below. Use this representation to create two other representations. So we want to come up, so those are giving us the picture, and the two other is the table and the equation. So we want to come up with the table and the equation. How do we do it? Well, how do we come up with an equation for a line from a picture? Well, I'm going to go through those same steps we went through before. So step number one is the equation y equals mx plus b. That's the kind of equation we're trying to come up with. The b, this, or let's say b, let's say b. B is the number in the center on the y-axis. So in other words, it's this number right here. So it's 16. Because this is the y-axis and this is the x-axis. Remember that? The y-axis and the x-axis. Okay, so we got that much. And step number two, m equals the slope equals the rise over the run, and the rise and run between any two points on the line. So I'm going to go between these two. So between these 2 points, what is the slope? What is the rise over run? Well, let's just take a look at it. So what does it do? So from here, it goes down 1, 2. Well, we can just say, I don't need to count it. It goes down 16, doesn't it? Down 16. Let me do a better job on that. Down 16. And over 2. Down 16 and over 2. So that makes sense what happened there. This is the rise. And this is the run. So when we talk about rise and run, we mean between 2 points like that. So between these 2 points, the graph goes down 16 over 2. Now you might say, well, can we go this way? Totally. It's the same thing. Over 2, down 16.
Mr. Heron, I have a quick question.
Uh-huh.
What if, does the rise over run have to be from the center to the when it's on the actual number on the x-axis?
No, any 2 points. So, for example, it could go from right here to right here. That would work fine. Now, you want to pick points that exactly go through a crosshatch, right? Because those are easy to read. So I could have totally, instead, I could have totally done right here, because that's a clear point, right? See how that's a crosshatch, where the other ones, like for example, this point, I can't exactly tell where that point is. It's over a little more than 1. I can't tell. This point here, I can't tell, 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 I can't tell. And then this one, oh, for sure over 2. You see what I mean by that? You want to pick points that are for sure on a crosshatch where 2 grid lines cross. So yeah, I could use that point and the bottom point. And what would that be then? That would be over, or I could do the down. It doesn't matter. You go, that'd be down 8 over 1. So that would be down 8 over 1. See how that's the same thing? If I reduce 16 over 2, it's minus 8 over 1, isn't it? If you divide top and bottom by 2. See how it's exactly the same thing? So it'll give you the same answer between any 2 points on the graph. So that's a good question. It doesn't matter. Between any 2 points on the graph, it will give you the same slope, the same rise over run. So I'm going to erase this, but it'll work between any 2 points you want. Just pick 2 points that are clearly on grid lines and then do the rise over run. Does that make sense what I'm doing? I'm going how far, between any, you can pick this point and this point. You can pick this point and this point, those two. You go down and over, doesn't matter, or this point and this point, down and over. It doesn't matter. Pick any 2 points on the line that are clearly where the 2 grid lines cross on the graph, and then do rise over run. That's slope. It's rise over run, okay? And then reduce that fraction. Like I said, divide by 2, top and bottom. That's minus 8 over 1, which is just minus 8. We never leave ones on the bottom, do we? So that's just minus 8. Same answer we would have gotten if we went, from here to there even, right? This would be down 8 over 1. Same thing. Same exact answer. Okay. And so now what does that mean our equation is? It's y equals mx plus b. Remember from the beginning up here, it's mx plus b. Now we know the m is negative 8. And the b is the number in the center. So b is 16. This right here, this 16 is the b. So plus 16. So there's our equation. So we've actually got the bottom answer down here. Y equals minus 8 plus 16. I still need to do the table. Does everybody see how I how I got the equation on the bottom? So again, let me run over it one more time. The equation of a line is y equals mx plus b. You start with the b. The number at the back is the number where your line hits the y-axis, the number on the center line. So that's 16. So b is 16. And then the m is the slope, is the rise over run. So it's how far down and over between any 2 points you want to pick that are clearly on the line on grid lines. And that's the m. That's the number that goes in the front, the slope. So once you have that equation, then it's easy business to get the other points. Let me show you what I mean by easy business. So this equation again is y equals, right, minus 8x plus 16. So now they want me to plug in x equals 0. So just plug in x equals 0 to that equation. Minus 8 times 0 is 0, plus 16 is 16. Like that. Let's try the next one. For the next one, I'm going to plug in 1. Minus 8 times 1 plus 16. That's minus 8 plus 16 is positive. Let's try the next one, which is 2. Minus 8 times 2 plus 16. Minus 16 plus 16 is 0. And then plug in 3. Minus 8 times 3 plus 16. Just use your calculator for these. Minus 8. And then the last one, 4, plug it in 4. Minus 8 times 4 plus 16 is minus 32 plus 16 is minus 16. And we've got all the answers. There we go. Does that make sense what we did? So one more time. First thing is we got to get the equation. Y equals mx plus b. That's the form of the equation. And how do we get it? Well, the number at the back, b, is the number where it hits on the y-axis, on the center line at up 16. And then the m, number in the front, is the slope, which means between any 2 points on the line, rise over run. And going down is negative, right? Going up is positive, down is negative. So down 8 over 1, so negative 8 over 1, or negative 16 over 2, which reduces to be negative 8 over 1. So then once you get the equation, then you know what y equals. You can just plug in each x value one at a time, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, plug in for x into the equation, and you can find y because y equals whatever comes out. So once you have x values, plug them in to find the y values that go with them. So there we go.